What's up, everybody? This is Peter again for Sports Hot Rumors and Debates. How are you guys? It's been a while since I made a video. I was going to make a video in the beginning of the year to talk about how I think this is just for us Arizona Cardinal fans to think about how I think the Cardinals look this year. Kind of told you guys last year what I think that how they were going to go. So I'll break it down quickly. The defense, I absolutely love what the Cardinals did in the offseason, how they drafted, right? You saw the hit on Olave, right? Like you see where Arizona's going, right? And if for us to even go anywhere, okay, especially with this quarterback that we have who's just totally average, for us to go anywhere, okay, it has to be defense has to win games, okay? If you looked at the Eagles in the Super Bowl and they shut down, obviously, one of the most amazing teams in the Chiefs, who every year just is always either going to win the Super Bowl, who are so competitive, and to shut down Mahomes and to shut down a mind of Andy Reid and everything shows you how great the defense was. Right now, I know their offense did very well. I know Hurts and Barkley killed, but what I'm saying is, if the defense is shutting Mahomes and you're going three and out, and they just can't do anything, like eventually, the defense on the Chiefs is going to be worn out. So it was just fantastic to see. If you really can build a good team and draft well, the offense doesn't have to be so amazing at some points, right? Because no matter what it is, eventually they'll break through, because if they're constantly getting back on the field and if it's constantly just punting on the other side or maybe a field goal, we'll break through. So if you look at the Arizona Cardinals this year, right now we had the benefit of two things, right? We had the Saints, who are terrible, and now we have the Panthers coming up. So we should be 2-0. We're going to be 2-0. I'm almost positive, right? And Arizona's going to probably score like 30-something points this weekend, where McBride's going to go off, and I guarantee Marvin has a great game. Kyra will have his, he has 2-3 great games a year. If that, he'll have his good game. But what I wanted you guys to look at was, what I didn't like was Arizona had a chance to put the Saints away a bunch of times. And sorry about that. Arizona had a chance to put the Saints away a bunch of times, and we just didn't. We didn't, and we allowed them to go right back in the game, and they almost tied it. And it's because of the same thing that I see every year from Kyler, the same thing I see that we can never break through, or if we're in the red zone, it's just that we struggle. Let me explain something. If we play a team like the Packers, right? Watch the Packers the way they looked yesterday. If we play a team like that, or the Eagles, there is no prayer, okay? So I'm going to tell you what I honestly think Arizona is going to do this year. I think we're going to get into a wild card position. I don't think we're going to win the division. It's possible, but I think we're going to get into the playoffs to at the end, and I think we'll probably, it depends on who we play, but maybe we'll get a lucky matchup on the first round. But I think this year for Kyler Murray is huge, okay? Huge. Because in my eyes, if he doesn't do well this year, that's it. Okay? This experiment is over. It should have been over last year, but Marvin Harrison added. He looks great. Okay? Kyler threw some nice passes to him last week against the Saints. There was a few plays Kyler did. I'll tell you what, I loved what he did. I saw him run the ball well on some plays, which I was looking for. Because if Kyler runs the ball, we're a different team. That's what I was looking for from Kyler. But to me, you're throwing 20-something times. Your completion rate is really good because you're barely getting past the ball 5-6 yards. These things don't work against really good teams. So what I really feel is going to happen is we're going to beat the bad teams, and we'll sneak in, and we're going to have to, really look ourselves in the mirror. Is this where we want to go? Because I think we're built to almost go all the way in another year. The team that we're building around in Harrison and McBride, Benson's getting better. The defense looks great. I really feel that we're getting there, but we're not going to get there because of Kyler Murray. I'm telling you, I've said it. I told everybody last year. I got shit on. Some people obviously agreed. Some people said no, there's no way. And then at the end, they all said, oh shit, they saw what I was talking about, right? It's going to happen again. Kyler looks better. He looks smarter because he's gotten more mature, and there's nothing. It's not against him at this point. He's putting in the work. He wants to win. That was a huge thing. It's not. I'm not blaming him because I wanted him first. I'm not blaming him 100%. But at the end of the day, this is a hard fucking position to play, right? There's a reason there's so rare quarterbacks that do well, And it's extremely, extremely hard. And if you're playing good defenses, those things don't work. If you saw how the Packers just ate the hell up yesterday out of one of the best quarterbacks now in the league in Daniels, and Daniels is way better than Kyler Murray. He's bigger, he knows how to run, he has a better arm, right? And Washington has a better team. But it's just not going to work. It's not going to work if we don't figure out how to throw downfield and how to capitalize when we're up. Okay, we need to start capitalizing when we're up between 7 and 14 points. We need to learn how to put the teams away. Okay, we're going to get our things. Kyler always does great on the first drive. He'll give you 2-3 really good drives a game, right? And then the rest, I don't know, he runs backwards. I don't know. But what I'm saying is we have to put these teams away. And obviously, defense is how we're doing it. This is why we drafted defense, right? So Kyler doesn't have to do as much. So we can win it there. And if we put up 21 points, hopefully that's enough. But I'm telling you, I feel like we're going the right way. But that question mark's always going to be, can Kyler get past good teams? And the answer is no. That's in my eyes. So I feel always frustrated when to start the year because I see the talent. I know we're going to get better. I really feel it's just going to be at a standstill. You know, we'll marginally get better, and there'll be 1 year where you're like, wow, they have a chance, and then we'll go on the road and we'll get smacked. That's just what I feel, man. You know, I hope I'm wrong, but I do see improvement. Again, what I like is I like that Kyler ran. I like that he did a few different things. The key to this is let's benefit from this bad schedule that we had. We got lucky with the first 2 games. You're definitely going to go. You have to win these bad games. You have to beat the Saints, which suck. You have to beat the Panthers, which suck. Okay? And then if I'm right, you know, we have, I think it was the 49ers after, but we have another easy team in Tennessee coming up in a few weeks. These are must-win games. We got lucky with the schedule. That has to be three wins immediately. Okay? Then from there, if we can get 7 more wins throughout the year, you know, you got to beat the tough teams. I know we played the Packers one time. You watch when we play the Packers. You'll see the difference between, you know, how our offense looks and everything. But, you know, let me know what you guys think, and go Cardinals.